Can I offer you a brandy?
I don't.
What, not even behind locked doors? You don't mind if I do?
It's your liver.
That's a merry thought.
The money never came.
I never sent it. Oh, the spirit was willing enough, but I'm afraid the bank manager wasn't.
I can see how times are hard.
Oh, all that glitters isn't necessarily gold, Smith.
The tears are running down my legs.
I knew you'd be sympathetic.
So?
So, I still want it, and you still have it. It's a sort of Mexican standoff, isn't it? Difficult for us both.
There was this reporter named Smith.
Is this a joke?
Now, you know I don't tell jokes.
Not well, anyway.
He worked for the local rag. He was a plodder, but reliable, dead reliable.
Sounds unique in the profession.
Then one day just blew it.
How do you mean?
Went to this inquest, completely misreported the local coroner. Nearly got his editor the sack. Landed the paper in a thumping great action for libel. That cost them a packet.
Not all that reliable, then.
That's what bothers Inspector Rainbow.
Nice view.
Smith's last, as it turned out.
Huh?
A few weeks after the paper settled out of court, to the tune of umpteen thousand quid, he was up before the same coroner as the Star Turn.
Stiff?
As a board. Multiple injuries, the result of a car accident. Seems one night, shortly after he was sacked, he left home, drove over a cliff.
This cliff.
Don't look down unless you got to head for heights.
Bounced very high, did he?
That's not very nice.
It's my rough London upbringing.
Brutalizes you, I expect, working in the Met.
Accidental death, then.
The coroner thought so, yes.
Don't you?
Well, Rainbow's got this little niggle.
Oh?
Well, he has had ever since the libel action. Seems he knew Smith when he was a humble constable, just like yourself. He reckons it just wasn't him.
What, to go driving over cliffs?
To go cocking up an inquest like that. Oh, he was a snidey little sod and generally unloved. But when it came to shorthand, he was rock solid. The original human tape recorder.
So where do me and Linda fit in?
Rainbow wants you to give him back his peace of mind. Convince him that a crime hasn't been committed on his patch that he can't do a blind thing about.
Seems a negative sort of approach.
That's one of our functions in life, Willis. To make things that bit easier for our betters. Also gives you a chance to get your buttons back.
Who is he?
Bamford Harker.
Sounds like a vicar.
Her Majesty's coroner for the area.
The coroner in the case.
You're improving. Seems friend Smith came back from one of his inquests with this story about how the coroner made a personal attack on one of the witnesses, reducing her to tears in the dock. So much so that Smith's editor wrote this leader, attacking Harker for it. Just one problem.
Yeah?
Harker never made any such attack or reduced anyone to tears. In fact, commended the witness for the way she gave her evidence.
So where do we come in?
Like Singer says, Rainbow has this niggle. Reckons it was out of character for Smith. And Harker was the only one who made any money out of it. And according to Mrs. Smith, Smithy was on his way to see Harker the night he so obligingly died.
Why?
Her story is she didn't know.
What are you gonna do?
Harker's office has been whipped away on a course. Rainbow's volunteered my services as stand-in.
Could turn out to be fun, Willis. And what am I supposed to do when I'm not being Linda Doran, girl reporter?
Sniff around. Find out what you can about the late Mr. Smith. If he was lamented or unlamented. And if not, why not?
Are they expecting me?
Rainbow knows the editor. They booze together after hours in all the best places. Ah, this is the coroner's officer. There was an inquest on one Alex Smith recently. Send me down the file, will you, love? God bless you. Ah, morning, sir.
You must be Willis.
Yes, sir.
Come through, will you? What have you been doing up to now?
On the beat mostly, sir.
Oh, well, at least it'll give your bunions a break.
That's the way I look at it, sir.
Well, what have we got today?
A couple of inquests. The papers are on the desk there in front of you.
Thank you, Willis. That'll be all for the moment.
Right.
Oh, and perhaps a slightly more restrained tie. We aren't exactly selling nylons.
Right.
You're new.
Not all that new. But the bodywork's still in good nick.
Low mileage.
Just run in.
Is my father in?
Presumably.
Presumably.
Presumably Mr. Bamford Harker's your father.
Wish you wouldn't do that, Cassie.
What?
Walk in without knocking.
I did announce myself to your three-headed dog. Who is he, by the way?
His name's Willis. Summer busy away on a refresher course.
Good God, really?
Now, what do you want? I'm busy.
I thought you might lend me the car.
You were mistaken.
I need my own car.
Well, you could always get a job. Raise the money that way.
Half an hour? Please. I'll never get the shopping home if you don't. Thanks. Do you have a cigarette?
Don't you read the government health warnings?
Does anybody? Light? I'm Cassandra, the great man's spoiled and only daughter.
Constable Willis.
Is it true that Summerby's gone on a refresher course?
Yes.
What do they intend to use, the kiss of life?
I'll inquire for you.
Do you know Summerby?
No.
He's sort of bloodless. My theory is that his wife's a vampire. Do you have a wife?
I'm too young to die.
What's this doing here, Willis?
Oh, just going through a few files, sir. Help me get in the swing of things. The Alex Smith inquest, sir.
So I see.
Sad case.
When they get to this office, they generally are. Come along. Let's not keep the customers waiting.
Oh, well. Good game, good game.
Detective Inspector Rainbow's a friend of yours, then?
More of my father's, really.
Was he a policeman, too?
Yes, it runs in the family.
But not as far as you would seem.
No.
I always think police women are a bit butch, don't you?
Must say it's very good of you to give me a chance.
I scratch Rainbow's back, he scratches mine. Way the world wags.
This will be my desk, then, will it?
That's the news desk. You know, you're just going to have to tell that lot in the subs to get up off their arses, Mr. Swan. They've had that copy since yesterday, and that inside page still isn't away. I'll have a word, Charlie. This is Charlie Murdoch, our news editor. Charlie, this is the girl I mentioned to you at conference this morning.
Oh, yeah. Student, are you?
No, I'm unemployed at the moment, actually.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people who are. Trained journalists, most of them. What experience have you had?
I've written poetry.
You've written poetry?
Yes. I had one published once in the school magazine. It was called My Dog.
Why don't I leave you to find us somewhere to sit, Charlie? While I go and sort things out with the subs.
George, find us somewhere to sit, will you?
Thank you.
George Farrellan.
Linda Doran.
Poetess.
He didn't seem impressed.
Just passing through, are you? On the way to the Guardian.
Are we all?
There you are. This one's free.
Terrific.
Charlie, could you spare us a moment? Bloody hell. Tell that bunch of bloody mental subs.
You're always like that.
He hates women, children, dogs, students, packies, krauts, and men. Not necessarily in that order, though. Hey, where are you from?
Belfast.
And the Irish. Apart from that, he's not a bad bloke.
What's all this about?
We're making inquiries into the death of your husband, Mrs. Smith.
Well, why would you want to do that now? I've already made a statement to the police.
Just tell me what happened, Mrs. Smith. In your own words, the night of the accident.
Like I said, he went out in the car. About 7 o'clock it'd be. When it got to after midnight, I was worried. He never stayed out that late, didn't Alec? Not unless he was on a night job. In the early hours, I had this policeman come round to say there'd been an accident.
He was off to see Mr. Harker, wasn't he?
So he said.
What about?
How would I know?
You didn't ask him?
I've already told the police that.
Weren't you even curious? I mean, in view of what had happened between your husband and Mr. Harker.
He saw lots of people. He was a reporter.
Ex-reporter.
He was freelancing.
A bit rough, that on him, wasn't it, Mrs. Smith? Sacking him just like that?
It was the chance they'd been waiting for.
How do you mean, Mrs. Smith?
Alec was one of the old school. Facts are what people want from a paper, he used to say. Facts. Not fancy writing. Reviews, book pages.
He wasn't happy in his work, then?
He was, until the new editor, Mr. Swan, arrived. One of your graduates.
All of a sudden, his face didn't fit.
Said he wanted writers.
Was a bit of a clanger, though.
Alec was the best reporter they had.
Except on this occasion. Cost him a packet.
The best.
He resented it bitterly, did he, Mrs. Smith, being sacked?
Look, what's all this got to do with Alec's accident?
Like I said, Mrs. Smith, just tying up a few loose ends.
Linda Doran, Harold Harrison, office character and aging dandy.
Also, motoring correspondent, military correspondent, air correspondent, and willing correspondent. Providing she doesn't have a face like the back end of a bus.
Oh, yes, you'd qualify nicely.
Thank you.
Trainee, are you?
More of a trialist.
Well, at least you're an improvement on Swanee's last discovery. She had hairy legs and a moustache. She wanted to sue the Rugby League out of the Sex Discrimination Act because they wouldn't let her play for Wigan. So you want to be a journalist.
Right.
You must be off your trolley.
Is that so?
Why are all journalists cynics, do you think?
I feel sure you're going to tell me.
It's his party piece.
Because we are second-hand people. We don't create, we repeat. We don't write, we regurgitate. We are friends of the famous, but they are not friends of ours. To them, we are simply notables, yards of free space, receptacles, willing passengers on their ego trips. We don't even live our own lives. We live in little bits of other people's.
Do you write as well as you rant?
If he could, he wouldn't be here.
Charlie is the chairman of my fan club. Aren't you, my love?
Right, get up off your ass, get down to St. Michael's, and find out if it's true that puffy curate of theirs has run off with the housekeeper. Now.
Poor old George. Caught again. He is the only reporter I know who turns journalism into a sedentary occupation.
Have you been in the Chronicle long?
Rumour has it I was left here by the builders.
Ugh. Can I buy you a drink?
Ah, now we're going to get on.
Now tell me this. Did you know Alex Smith at all?
Ooh, alack, poor Alec. I knew him well. Didn't like him very much, but I knew him. Why, was he a friend of yours?
No. I just seem to have inherited his typewriter.
I'm afraid my father's out. Was it anything important?
A report he's been waiting for.
I'll see that he gets it.
Thanks.
What's your first name?
Derek. Nice room.
It's not bad.
Your father's?
My mother's, actually. She was a sort of poor man's Annie Oakley.
Was?
She's dead. You're not like any other coroner's officer I've ever met.
Huh?
You've got detective's eyes.
Oh, yeah.
They go around like clocks. Don't miss a thing.
I'll have to watch it. And what do you do for a living?
Nothing, really. Since I dropped out of university, I suppose I'm a sort of layabout.
Nice work if you can get it.
It gets to be a drag.
Perhaps you need a change. A holiday. After all, it's been a bit of a year for you.
How do you mean?
Well, there was that Smith business for starters, wasn't there? That nasty little libel action. And then Smith killing himself like that.
You're familiar with the case, though?
I'm sort of attracted to mysteries.
Mysteries?
That business about just where Smith was going that night. Now, if what his wife said's true, what the hell could he possibly be wanting to see your father about? And how come he never actually got here? Like I said, a mystery. See ya.
Now then, what are these?
Notebooks. Reporters use them for making notes in. You may have seen them on News at 10.
Aha. I meant whose are they?
Probably old Smithy's by the look of the antiquated shorthand. He never did get round to cleaning his desk out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Excuse me, lad.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What's Bamford Harker like?
Sort of reassuring. Like a well-fed cabinet minister.
How he might well have ended up if he hadn't changed his mind.
What do you mean?
He was lined up to take over the constituency. There was a by-election pending and the word was he would have walked it. It's practically a rotten borough.
A rotten what?
Safe seat, in words of one syllable. And then 3 months ago, we just suddenly withdrew his nomination. No explanation offered.
I see.
What have you got so far?
Nothing.
How frustrating for you.
Why? What have you got?
Alex Smith's old notebooks.
They're in shorthand.
Yes.
Can you read shorthand?
Yes?
Who is this girl? Good read, are they?
Oh, yes. I'm thinking of taking them to bed with me tonight.
Whatever turns you on, I suppose. Harker's got a daughter, the lovely Cassandra. I'm working on her. I think she fancies me a bit.
Bit simple, is she?
She's a sort of layabout.
Is she laying about with anybody we both know at the moment?
You never know your luck.
Strictly in the line of duty, of course.
I might even get a citation.
Or cited.
Why is it policemen can never seem to type properly?
It's because we've got flat feet. I'm afraid your father isn't in. He's gone to a meeting.
You're from London, aren't you?
Based up here.
You must be finding it a bit deadly.
And what do you do to while away the lonely nights?
Go to the club.
Exclusive, is it?
There's a visitor's book.
Would somebody sign me in sometime, do you think?
I suppose they might.
How about tonight?
You don't waste much time, do you, Constable?
Do you?
All right.
We can eat there, can we?
Oh, yes.
8 o'clock then.
Fine.
I'll pick you up.
Right. Bye.
Bye.
That's her, is it?
What the hell are you doing here?
In my official capacity. My editor would like to know what time the inquest is this afternoon.
2 o'clock.
Thank you.
How's your light reading getting on?
Can we talk?
He's out.
This lot makes Peyton Place look like Noddy. You want to know who's knocking off whose wife and when? Which local councillor got which fat local contract and why? Which local pillar of the community has a boyfriend he shacks up with in London? It's all in here. Now, why would a local reporter have notebooks full of that kind of muck?
Perhaps he was thinking of selling the film rights.
Or going into business for himself?
If he hadn't already. Ah, morning, sir.
Ah, good morning. Linda
Hello.
Doran, I'm from the Evening Chronicle.
I see. Well, in that case, good day, Miss Doran. And don't let me catch you in here again.
I've called to find
As
out
far as
about...
I'm concerned, young lady, I couldn't care less if you'd called to tell us you just heard the last trump, because if you had, I shouldn't believe you, knowing who and what you are. I've made it abundantly clear to your editor that the staff of the Chronicle are not welcome in my office.
Right. Good day.
Sorry about that, sir. Afraid I didn't realise you'd such an aversion to journalists.
She isn't a journalist, Willis. She works for the Chronicle.
Upsetting, was it, sir? That little run-in you had with them?
Not even remotely upsetting, Willis. In fact, it was extremely profitable.
Screwed them, did you, sir?
Get on to the pathologist, Willis. Find out if and when he's ever going to make a decision about that inquest.
Good evening, sir.
Evening. Are these prices by the glass or by the bottle?
By the glass, sir.
Yeah, well, we'll have 2 large gin and tonics.
Some wine, sir? The 23 is highly recommended.
Who'll buy? The shareholders?
Perhaps you'd rather have a pint of bitter.
We'll have a bottle of the 24. Shaken, not stirred.
Very good, sir.
What do you think of the place?
Oh, I've been in worse boozers. Cheaper, but worse. Does your father know you're out with me?
Does it matter?
Well, it might to him. After all, officers and other ranks, old chap and all that.
Except, of course, you are an officer.
There is that.
Not that you look like one to me.
What do coroner's officers look like?
You're far too sharp to be a coroner's officer.
Tell my bosses, please.
I would have thought they would have noticed.
None so blind.
Claridge's Hotel? Yes. Hello, yes, you have Mr. Derek Willis staying with you? Yes, I do. Is he back yet? No, he said he wouldn't be back until tonight. Oh, I see. Is there a message? No, thanks, no message. Bye.
Coffee, sir? Liqueurs?
Not for me, thanks.
Got any tea, have you?
No, sir.
I'll not bother either.
As you wish, sir.
That geezer Smith we were talking about.
Were we?
Yeah, this afternoon.
Oh, that Smith.
You ever meet him?
A couple of times. He came up to the house.
I wouldn't have thought him and your old man were exactly boozing, eh?
They weren't. My father was rather keen on going into politics, and Smith was a useful outlet.
And your old man could always use a very long spoon, right?
Smith used to come up for quotes and things.
I thought he was strictly a court reporter.
Really? Curious, isn't it, about Smith?
What?
The way he seems to keep cropping up in our conversations.
The long arm of coincidence.
Obviously.
What about that political bit, then?
What about it?
Well, how come he changed his mind like that? I heard he was red hot favourite for the seat.
I think he listened to a couple of those broadcasts from Westminster and decided it would be an exercise in futility. How did it happen, by the way?
What's that?
They chose you to stand in for Summerby. Why you?
I was expendable.
I find that hard to believe. Do you play chess?
Drafts.
Bridge?
1, 2.
Poker?
I'm good at poker.
So am I.
We must have a game sometime.
Bit late, isn't it?
Better late than never.
It was Willis, wasn't it?
That's right.
Bit down market for you, isn't it?
Perhaps I fancied a bit of rough.
You appear to have tried everything else.
All he seemed to want to talk about all evening was Alex Smith.
Oh?
What was it that Smith kept coming to see you about, Father? Those nights he kept coming in?
I told you.
In his own time, when he could just as easily have seen you at your offices in town.
Well, I don't talk to the press when I've better things to do.
And that last time, after the settlement from the Chronicle.
I told you. He never turned up that night.
Didn't he, Father? Really?
Are you calling me a liar? I'm going to bed.
So tell me, what do you know about our beloved local coroner, Bamford Harker?
I worship the ground that's coming to it.
Now, why is that?
Well, part of it's chemical, I suppose. I have an inbuilt personal antipathy to educated teddy boys, cultivated carpetbaggers. Harker was born out of his time, you know. He should have been way out west about 100 years ago, swindling starving families out of their land rights. And part of it is, well, I knew his wife.
Rivals for her hand?
Oh, no, I was never really in the hunt. No, she was mad about Harker. Which is the one thing that they truly had in common, so was he. The other great love of his life, of course, was her money, which is why he married her in the first place. And then after they were married, well, Marion was sweet and charming, but she was no Einstein. And Harker seemed to take a particular pleasure out of making a fool of her in public. However, she did have the last laugh.
How do you mean?
Well, when she died, when the will was read, he found that she had left her house and the contents, and what was left of her fortune, to her daughter, to be held in trust until she was 25. Harker never got a penny. I think I celebrated for a week when I heard that. And what is Harker to you?
Not a lot. He threw me out of his office yesterday.
Oh, well, that's par for the course. He seems to make a point of reviling the Chronicle these days. I can't think why. He's made more money out of the firm than I ever did.
Are you way off, then?
The local thespians are doing something unspeakable to George Bernard Shaw, and it is my sad duty to go and witness it.
Will you tell them the truth about themselves?
I shall tell them that they are better than anything I've seen in the West End, and they will believe me. Oh, cut me out, no doubt. Stick me in their scrapbooks. See you.
A bit old for you, isn't it?
He's very amusing. Older men usually are.
Older men have to be. That's all I've got going for them.
Did you hear?
Every word, yeah. What else you got?
Item. The copy typed up by Alex Smith from the inquest that caused the trouble.
Go on.
Item. The piece that went into the paper. Matches Smith's copy word for word. Item. The notebook that Smith used to cover the inquest. And a transcript of the relevant passage.
They bear no relation to one another.
Right. This is what Harker actually said to the witness, and your man Smith got it down word for word in his very best shorthand.
And then wrote something completely different. Now, why the hell would anybody want to do a thing like that? Revenge? No. Because all that was in it for him was the sack.
Unless...
Harker was in on it with him.
Right.
And it was a rip-off they cobbled up between them.
Harker would have had to have been pretty desperate.
Perhaps he was. If you're amusing an aging friend Harrison's right, and his wife cut him off without a penny. Expensive taste, there, Mr. Harker. If the family manse is anything to go by.
It's your round, and you still owe me a change from the last one.
No way.
Look, it's the only way, Sarge. We can't ask Bullman, he's in Preston. We need to know who's fixed financially.
Get a warrant.
On what grounds?
It's unethical, illegal, immoral.
So's murder. And getting away with it.
No.
Will you tell Rainbow you said that, Sarge? Or will I?
My name's Hardy of Hardy and Hargreaves Accountants. I rang earlier.
Yes, Mr. Hardy.
We're accountants for a Mr. Bamford Harker. He banks with you.
Yes, sir.
I'm afraid Mr. Harker's affairs have got into a bit of a muddle. We wondered if we could have a comprehensive set of bank statements for his accounts for the past financial year.
We'll need written authorization, sir.
I should hope you would. I think you'll find that that's in order.
It'll probably be tomorrow at the earliest, sir.
I'll send my secretary around to collect them. It'll be a Miss Doran. Good day.
Coroner's office. Who wants it? Which bank? Oh, I see. What name did they give?
Hardy and Hargreaves.
Well, those are his accountants, yes. Can I speak to him? I'm afraid you can't. He's in a conference. Hang on, I'll see if I can interrupt him. What's the problem? Mr. Harker says he's given them an authorization.
That's fine. We'll run copies of them. Accountant can have them tomorrow.
Yes, I'll tell him. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Is that call for me, Willis?
Wrong number, sir. Somebody trying to get the mortuary. Hello.
Willis?
Yeah.
It's me, Singer.
Oh?
I want to see you. It's urgent.
Where are you?
Just across the road.
Right, I'll be 2 minutes. What's up?
Harker wants to see me.
What about?
Well, I thought you might know.
No.
Well, Willis,
Morning, Sergeant.
I've got an appointment with Mr. Harker.
Yes, Sergeant.
Come in.
Sergeant Singer to see you, sir.
Oh, good. Show him in, Willis.
Yes, sir. This way, Sergeant.
Thank you.
How do you do, Sergeant? Good of you to come. Sit down, please.
What can I do for you, sir?
It's about Constable Willis.
Oh, how's he doing?
Well, I'm not very happy with him.
Well, I'm surprised to hear that. He's got a first-class record.
Well, it's not so much his performance as his attitude.
His attitude?
Yes, a sort of bumptiousness. At times, almost dumb insolence.
Would you like me to have a word with him, sir?
I'm perfectly capable of dressing him down myself, Sergeant. No, I think it's rather more basic than that. I think the best thing is for you simply to replace him.
Well, it's easier said than done, I'm afraid.
Oh, why?
We're stretched to the limit as it is. He's the only man we could spare.
I want him moved, Sergeant.
It's our decision, sir.
Are you telling me you can't replace him?
Summerby will be back in a couple of weeks, Mr. Harker. We can hardly pull a man out just because he gets up your nose a bit. Is there anything else, sir?
No, not for the moment.
Three hard the duck comics for a bowman.
There we are.
He needs them.
Cheers.
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 Harker shouldn't have any complaints.
Well, he's obviously getting a bit jumpy.
He's every reason to be. Who was it said the way to a man's soul is through his bank statements?
You, probably. Sounds clumsy enough. Well?
According to these, that 20,000 quid from the Chronicle couldn't have come at a better time. Harker wasn't only a high liver, he was a lousy investor. Specialised in futures and things, very unsuccessful. His deposit account had dried up, and he was up to the eyeballs in debt on his loan and current accounts.
They also show that over the past 12 months, Harker's been making regular cash withdrawals, starting at 100 quid, working up to 300 quid.
Yeah, it's inflation. Brings out the worst in everybody, even blackmailers.
You reckon he was being blackmailed?
What else would him and Smith have in common?
One other thing the statements show.
Go on.
Supposing it was a rip-off, something cooked up between them. Sometime after the event, you'd expect a split, right?
Right.
20,000 quid went into Harker's account and stayed there.
So if Smith was in on it, he was a two-time loser, because Harker double-crossed him.
And we can't prove a bloody word of it.
Hello. I received copies of my bank statements this morning, and apparently you'd also sent them to my accountants.
That's right, Mr. Harker. The girl came round and collected them this lunchtime.
Girl?
Yes, Mr. Hardy's secretary. Mr. Hardy did have a note of authorization.
Could I see it?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. You didn't think to check with me personally?
We did.
You did?
Yes, I rang your office myself. I was told you knew all about it. In fact, he went to check with you.
He?
I didn't get a name. I assumed it was a member of your staff. Is there something wrong, Mr. Harker?
No, nothing at all. No, must be some misunderstanding. Thank you for letting me know.
What are they?
Alec's old notebooks. We thought you might like to have them.
Thanks.
Do you read shorthand, Mrs. Smith?
No.
Pity. They make interesting reading.
Oh?
Particularly his notes on the inquest, the one that caused all the trouble.
Oh, yes.
Would you like a transcript?
No, thanks.
I would have thought you would have. You see, it sort of vindicates him in a way.
Oh?
He got his quotes right, word perfect. It was only when he typed it out that he got it screwed up. Now, don't you find that odd, Mrs. Smith? Out of character?
I just want to forget about it.
Well, you can't do that, can you, Mrs. Smith?
What was your husband going to see Harker about, Mrs. Smith?
I told you, I don't know.
Suppose there wasn't an accident that night, Mrs. Smith. Suppose he did see Harker. Suppose something happened.
Anything can happen, can't it? When thieves fall out.
My husband wasn't a thief.
Just tempted, eh, Mrs. Smith? Bitter about being pushed to one side after 30 years? It's understandable. I'd be the same myself.
So he tried to get his own back the only way he knew.
And make himself a bob or two on the side.
Two birds with one stone.
Good thinking.
If Harker would play ball.
And Harker did play ball, didn't he, Mrs. Smith, at first?
When he got his hands on the money, didn't he, Mrs. Smith? And began to have second thoughts.
It's frustrating for your Alec, seeing the best idea he'd ever had in his life blow up in his face like that.
It wasn't his idea.
Oh, Harker's then. Why didn't you tell the police this in the first place, Mrs. Smith? Oh, you couldn't, could you? You had your husband's good name to think about. He was blackmailing Harker, wasn't he, Mrs. Smith? Wasn't he?
All right. There was going to be this by-election. Everybody said that Harker was certain to get in. Only Alec found out something about him.
Like what?
There were these letters and photographs. Alec was always picking up things like that.
Yeah.
Written during the miners' strike, the 3-day week.
Letters?
There was this network going to step in if things got too bad. Harker was one of them.
And if that had come out, goodbye to the Mother of Parliaments. Certainly as far as Harker was concerned.
Yes.
Where are these letters now, Mr. Smith?
Alec had them with him when he went to see Harker.
But not when they fished him out of the wreck 3 hours later.
Which means somebody took him. What happened to that wreck, Sarge? I mean, after the inquest.
Sold for scrap.
You never know your luck, do you? Try the boot.
Boot?
Yeah. Dried blood?
Yes.
As if there'd been a body in there. Or the meat order.
Yeah.
Right, you two finish off. I'll see you later.
So, Smithy goes round to demand his pound of flesh. Some sort of row breaks out, one thing leads to another.
It's the sort of thing which happens.
And Harker ends up with a body on his hands. How to prove it? See, if he sticks to his story, he never saw Smithy that night. And the lovely Cassandra backs him up. But that's something else.
What do you mean?
Well, there's no love lost between her and her daddy. How come she's giving him his alibi?
I wasn't that keen on my old man either. But I still don't reckon I'd shop him if he'd done a murder.
You call yourself a copper? You should be ashamed.
Blood's thicker than water. And anyway, it's a weird sort of relationship they have. Difficult to explain. They hate each other's guts, but they're still close. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. Perhaps you'd better go around there again. Ask her to clarify her position. You'll enjoy that.
I'm back.
A bottle of the 24, sir?
I think we'll try the 23. It's from a better side of the hill.
Very good, sir.
Now, where was I? Oh, yeah, Smith.
Our favourite subject.
The word is he's going to be exhumed.
Exhumed?
Yeah, you know, dug up.
Why would he be exhumed?
They got this niggle about him. Perhaps it was an accidental death after all.
They?
Yeah, you know, them upstairs with the braid and cold smiles.
Well, how would exhumation help? I mean, even if it wasn't an accident.
Well, there's this test, see, developed by the Krauts. Now, say Smithy and Mr. X had something going for them. Something not strictly Queensberry rules. And suppose they had this Barney. And Mr. X bops Mr. Smith on the head and kills him. Panic. What to do with the body? Murders get investigated thoroughly. Then he has this bright idea.
Oh, yes?
Stick the body into the boot of its car and drive it off over the moors. Make sure it's all clear. Then stick Mr. Smith behind the wheel and roll the car off over a cliff. To all intents and purposes, a nasty accident. Only like I said, there's this test telling you which injuries occurred, when.
He was blackmailing me, you see, because of these letters. And the way things were going, it seemed to some of us it was only a matter of time before they'd be stitching the hammer and sickle into the bottom left-hand corner of the Union Jack. The government didn't seem to be able to do anything about the situation, so, well, there was this organization, you see, a sort of unofficial watchdog. Oh, you'd be surprised at the people we had with us. And then, when Brezhnev wasn't actually invited to open Parliament after all, it all sort of faded quietly into the wallpaper. Except in my case, of course, it didn't, because Smith had these letters. He'd given me 6 months of hell, taken me for all the spare cash I had. I double-crossed him. I didn't think there was anything he could do about it under the circumstances. Then one night, he came round. Said he didn't care what was going to happen to him anymore. Said he was going to sell them to one of the Sundays. I had one of my moments. Saw red, lashed out. When I looked round, he was dead. It was an accident. The verdict I gave at the inquest was an honest one.
Why did Willis tell me about this test? He must have known I'd tell you.
Well, they're trying to flush me out, aren't they? Make me run.
Are you going to?
Where to? Cuba? Only English aristocrats have ready-made bolt holes when this sort of thing happens.
They still can't prove anything.
Only a matter of time, Cassandra.
I don't believe him about that test. I don't believe they could tell after so long, even if they do exhume.
If they haven't already. They got hold of my bank statement, you know. They bluffed that out of the bank.
They can't do that.
Well, of course they can't, but prove it was them. They're like a dog after a bone, Cassandra. Once they're convinced in their own minds, they'll never let go. Show them in. Well, well. Sergeant Singer and my faithful retainer, Willis.
If you just let me have the gun, sir.
Oh, very comical.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Singer. This isn't the Middle Ages. If I'd been going to make a boat for it, I would have run hours ago. Goodbye, dear.
Pity it wasn't loaded.
You've got a story.
Did you hear the one about the coroner who nearly got away with murder?